Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. How are you?
Well, you weren't here on Sunday,
No,
and I had said, for the record,
I
said, I'm here this entire week, and I hope that it is a quiet week,
Sure.
unlike previous quiet weeks where we had a flood that caused flooding right back here. That's why we were in the chapel last Thursday.
That's exciting. Yeah.
And other quiet weeks where we were without power for 4 days. And I said,
Yeah.
I
That,
just-
that does keep it quiet
yeah, and hot.
and hot. Yeah.
So that did not happen this week.
We were close.
We were
right?
close.
We were close.
So Wednesday afternoon, and you know, I'm knocking on Formica right here that we get through this. That we had a weird power flicker.
Yes.
We lost some of the lights,
There's-
but not all the lights. We lost some of the.
It was a strange power flicker.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, none of the air conditioning was working. And then went home and got a report that at 9 o'clock last night, all the power went out here. So today, our AC company, and specifically the guy that knows our system inside and out, was here today
Yes.
and trying to get us back on having some climate control in the building.
Yeah, he was checking out all the rooms.
And
seeing what he
so,
could see.
as it turned out, the power flicker caused the water pumps that keep our cooling tower running, that then cool all of the individual air conditioning units in the building minus the sanctuary
Yeah.
so that they can run. It's like a radiator.
Yeah.
But when
it is.
but when the radiator doesn't work in your car overheats and shuts down. Same is true in the building. So radiator shuts down, cooling tower, and so did everything else. So we already had a service call today. Well, the reason for them coming to do a service call, they never even got to that today because we had bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
So we are on the road to air conditioning recovery, and will not affect our schedule, short of a major power failure again.
Well,
but
I mean,
right.
it would have to be a separate issue. This issue is going to be resolved.
Right.
It's feeling like it's one thing after another, though.
yeah.
But yes, it should be all on our way to, yeah.
Right, but was definitely not on the old bingo scorecard to lose power yet again and lose air conditioning. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we're hoping, knock on leather now, that we're we're getting there. But it has been a warm day in the office.
But it's slowly cooling.
Slowly cooling, I believe. Currently in this room, we're at 77 degrees, which is way better than the 85 it was earlier today.
Yeah.
So we are getting there.
It's getting there.
Yep.
So, should be on track before you know it.
Before you know it, I need a little optimism in my life. And now here's the other thing that goes with that is you're aware of this. So I sprained my ankle.
You did.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I don't even know what to do with that one.
I don't even know what to
Right.
do with it either. So on Monday, I was heading off to exercise, which I normally do every morning. I go to the gym, and as I was going down the stairs of our home,
Not in the gym yet.
nope. This is a home injury. 95% of injuries happen in the home.
In the home.
And I'm walking down the steps, and I slid off of one of the steps and slid onto the next step. And in doing so, I twisted my ankle. And it hurt, but not bad. I walked it off.
You walked it off.
Went to the gym.
You still made it to the gym?
It was
yeah.
fine. Tuesday, still sore. Went to the gym. It was fine. But by Tuesday evening, it was screaming at me. And it didn't matter if I had my foot up, my foot down, my leg crossed, my leg not crossed, feet firmly planted. It didn't matter what position my foot was in, it was hurting. You know how when you're hurting and you're like, well, if I do this, it gives me some relief?
Yeah.
There was no relief.
There's nothing.
Nothing. And Tylenol wasn't touching it. So it woke me up. I didn't sleep well, anyways. So Tuesday night to Wednesday, it was, on fire. Get to the office and immediately our director of communications says, "Are you icing it?" I said, "No, hadn't thought about that."
No.
So, what am I in sports medicine? I'm a pastor, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not criticizing her. I'm just like, what? Ice? What's I had some in my iced tea earlier, right?
yeah,
That's right.
I think that counts.
That counts, right?
Yeah.
Cool beverage. So, Stephanie, God bless her, she goes and gets me a bag of ice.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, while I was working, I was in my recliner that I purchased a year ago for keeping my legs up because of blood clots. I was back in the recliner working, icing my leg. And so
And is that slowly helping?
it's actually helping. So last night, and I had a lot of stuff going on until about, I wasn't here, but I had a lot of stuff going on until 9 o'clock last night. We get home, Rachel and I, we were doing some things, and she's like, "I'm tired." And I'm like, "Okay, let's go to bed a little early," right? So she's like, "Okay, and I'll make you an ice pack, Ziploc bag, put some ice in it." She's like, "I'll make you a little ice bag. You can ice your leg in bed." Seemed
That's pretty nice.
seemed like a great idea at the
Yeah.
time, until the bag started leaking at 1 a.m. I woke up to my side of the bed completely wet. It was the ice bag. Just want to be clear about this, right?
bag. Yeah, ice bag.
And so I'm waking up and it's like ice cold water, and it was enough of it had melted that it wasn't like I'll just lay down a towel because it would have soaked. Like it was a fair amount of water.
It really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
1
really
o'clock,
late.
I wake up wet, cold, and luckily it just stayed on my side of the bed. And I woke up Rachel and I said, I got to go sleep on the couch. So I went and slept on the couch from 1 o'clock on.
It actually, I mean, it did for the while until 1 a.m. It helped you sleep then
It
because you
did.
weren't getting a lot of sleep before that. So
yeah, I was out cold and my
it,
foot, my ankle was iced. It was great until the bag leaked.
yeah,
That was not awesome,
wow,
right?
what a story.
Right? So I said, "Lord, please give us a quiet week." And between a sprained ankle and losing air conditioning at church, that is the epitome of a
Yeah.
quiet week, right?
Then you, so you, from an icy night's sleep to a hot and
yeah, right.
hot church
Yeah.
Thursday.
Exactly. Hot church Thursday. That's what we got.
We could maybe if it goes out again, we could have hot church like they have hot yoga.
Yeah, right.
We'll do that on Sunday
Hot
morning.
church.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that I would like to watch online from home.
Oh no!
No,
much better.
no.
Hot church is much better in person. Yeah,
but
it
we
is.
do not think that will be the
No,
case.
no,
We're
it
going to
won't.
be fine. So,
No,
anyways,
he's doing a great job right now.
Yep.
And, yeah, everything's
but
very good.
wow, right?
Wow
I mean,
is
you
wow
just-
is a good, wow is right.
just a lot. I'm not complaining. It's just like you go, whoo, that's a lot in 12 hours plus the sprained ankle.
Plus the sprained ankle.
Yeah, I know I'm hurting when I opt to use the elevator here at church, which I hardly ever use.
No, yeah, you don't.
But
No.
but when I'm like, yeah, I'm using the elevator, then I'm like, yeah, it's not great. And actually, the way it's feeling now, I know if I was here on Sunday, but I'm going to church-wide assembly, I know that if I was here, I'd be fine walking the steps by this weekend. So, but
So it's improving.
yeah, it's improving. So we're okay with that. So
Yeah.
no big deal. So
It is funny how it goes from a couple days of just like, oh, I feel it, but it's not going to slow me down any.
yeah,
To
holy moly, that really
Holy
hurts.
moly.
Yeah.
yeah.
And had to slow up and ice it, but boy, ice made all the difference on that.
Okay.
And I knew it wasn't like any worse than that because there wasn't any bruising, and it wasn't like I couldn't put weight on it, so I knew it wasn't like broken or something like that. I
Right.
just
You
knew
can kind of tell that it's,
I strained or stretched something, and just it's not happy. So we're doing okay. So I'm hoping that your life is quieter than that.
It's been quiet. So after getting back from our Minnesota trip,
yeah.
just kind of getting back into the groove of things, but nothing. No, like crazy emergencies that have to go deal with this, deal with that,
Yeah, right,
whatever
right.
it might be. It's
Yeah.
just been catching up on things, and the church is doing what the church does, and
Right.
some of that involves broken ACs.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
but we're rolling along.
Yep. And I did
So-
see some of your vacation pictures,
Yeah, I still
And-
haven't put those up. Maybe I'll.
but Mrs. Ward did.
But Mrs. Ward did.
And
so
I saw that you were well on your way to growing a nice beard.
That's
what I wanted to ask you about.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah. So we had
No Shave July.
No Shave July. Yeah, with the mission trip there too. I
Yeah.
guess it.
Let it go.
Yeah. But then,
Get
for
back to
whatever
the
reason,
office and shave it off.
Back to the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My beard growing abilities are funky.
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah.
like the Viking beard.
That's a great beard. Yeah.
It's not a good look on me. But then this comes in, but not at this rate. And so I look semi-Amish, and it's
Oh.
just a little off. So I'm just
Abraham Lincoln. pulled
yeah,
that beard off.
Lincoln-esque. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
sure.
And
Sure.
and believe it or not, that about day 5, it's enough to be like, it's time to start over.
Start over.
Like the first few days, you're like,
Yeah.
kind of
I'm
5
kinda
o'clock
similar on
shadow,
that.
and,
Yeah,
then,
I'm
and
not,
then it starts
it's just
looking
like
weird.
It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's patchy or
I know you
whatever.
guys all jumped in to hear
Yeah.
about facial hair today, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate.
Facial Hair Thursday.
Yeah, that's one of the themes. Once again, unscripted. We're just catching up with
Yeah.
life here. But as it relates to church, though, back to church. Yes, we're shaved, but we're good to go. That if you bought tickets for Brent Barrett's show tomorrow, we're a go. Everything's fine there. They're
Yeah.
getting set up, and for this weekend as well. Plus, don't forget, we will be having Anita Allen's Celebration of Life, who is not only a longtime member, but a longtime
goodness.
staff member.
Yeah.
Here.
Big part of this
So,
church.
Yeah. So that happens also. So Friday the show, Saturday Anita Allen, then into our worship schedule. So and a great song coming up this weekend for KCLC. And it's a song that even though I'll be in worship Saturday night, it's really one that I'd been hoping to do for a couple of years now, but we now have the ability to pull the
it
song
had been
off.
brought up and talked about for
Yeah,
a couple years.
Couple years. So, so very poignant and in-depth song. That it's not the story. It's a story song, but not like One Tin Soldier. It's a lot more raw and real.
Yeah, but in the same way, it draws you into the story.
Yeah, that's what we're doing today. Yeah. The tech's getting worried because I'm talking about other things.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're getting off course. We gotta pull it back
Right?
here.
But another story song for this weekend.
Yeah.
Casey.
I think everybody's following now.
Yeah. I think if you just get off your phone for a few minutes, just pay attention back there. What's going? Cole, Eric, where are you? I need you. They're back in town, I hear.
Are they back in town?
That's what I feel. Is that true?
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So, because Casey's so upset, we're going to need to go to the song of the day now, which is the song that we heard this past weekend by Dana Martin and Philip Fortenberry. So let's take a listen to One Tin Soldier.
Yes, let's do that.
Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago about a kingdom on a mountain and the valley folk below. On the mountain was a treasure buried deep beneath the stone, and the valley people swore have it for their very own. Go ahead and hate your neighbor. Go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven. Justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing from the judgment day on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they kill. Came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of the mountain, all the riches buried there. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses, draw your sword, and they killed the mountain people, so they won their just reward. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain, dark and red, turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth was all it said. Go ahead and hate your neighbor. Go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven. You can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. Go ahead and hate your neighbor. Go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven. You can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away.
So One Tin Soldier.
Wow.
And you said, I believe I had you on Tuesday, you had heard this song before.
Yeah.
And like I said, it comes back to us from 1969. Now, here's the thing.
1969, huh?
I mentioned in the sermon that it hit the charts from 1969 to 1974 by 4 different artists. So
And that starts to mean something. We'll see that again with the song this week.
Yes,
How
yes.
it has that kind of lasting power.
because of the narrative
Yeah.
or the themes contained,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And not only was it recorded by 4 different folks and then hit the charts for like 5 years. I mean, some of the context. I think the song has staying powers, but also you're in the context of the Vietnam War, and you know when wars happen, folks will start to question: is this the right thing? Is it the wrong thing? And those are discussions that history will bear out, you know, kind of whether something was worth something or not. I'm not here to make commentary on that. And we certainly appreciate all the veterans who serve our nation. But in a time of war, people start to ask questions about war and the usefulness of that. And I think the song points to that. And also, as I mentioned, but it also means something for us as individuals. And I think that's why that song has meaning, is that it's not just about looking at kind of national or international politics, but like, am I a warring kind of person, or am I a peacemaking kind of person, right? And I think it's super important. But the people who wrote it, and I didn't have a chance to really get into this because you only have so much time on a Sunday, right, and Saturday.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Recorded by Original Cast is the name of the people who recorded it, but it was written by Dennis Lambert and Brian Potter. Now listen to this, and I made mention of this, but it couldn't go into detail. They wrote songs, this Lambert and Potter group, duo, for Seals and Croft, Dusty Springfield, The Four Tops, and others. They wrote the song Ain't No Woman Like the One I Got. That's a hit. Keeper of the Castle by the Four Tops. They had a hand in a song by a group called Player, but it was a huge hit in the 70s, Baby Come Back. They wrote the song Night Shift by the Commodores in the 80s.
Really?
And that's a huge hit.
Yeah.
We Built This City on Rock and Roll,
Oh, my
Jefferson
gosh.
Starship.
Wow.
And as well as they wrote Pink Cadillac for
Really?
Natalie Cole.
Oh my
Now,
God.
now I said these guys were like 40 years of hit writing, and I wasn't kidding. Like they kind of wrote a little bit for everybody, and so pretty impressive of their resume of write music. But we go back to the theme of Sunday, which peace on earth is all it said, and one of the main texts I talked about. And it's worthy revisiting is what's a model for being a peacemaker other than kind of pedagogical, don't cause fights, be peaceful. Like, is there something more than that we can look at as a model for us? Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers, they will be called the children of God. Yeah. But there's this story in 1 Samuel of David, who's not king yet, and he's on the run from King Saul because of his jealousy and wanting to get rid of any competition. So David's on the run with his mighty men. He gets to near a farm owned by a guy named Nabal. Mm. And he's there for a few days. And after a few days, he goes and asks for some provisions, some supplies. Yeah. And he kind of makes it known, like, I've been here for a few days. I didn't raid you. I didn't take what I wanted. I actually protected you guys. Would you be so kind to feed the men? Nabal says, not on your life. Yeah. I don't even know who you are. You're a rebel as far as I can tell. Yeah. And he goes on to say, I don't even know where you're from, as if to say, and I said this on Sunday, as if to say, you're from the wrong side of the tracks.
Yes.
I don't even, don't want anything to do with you. So the messenger goes back to David and says, yeah, nope. He thinks you're a no good, wrong side of the tracks kind of fella. David straps on a sword and says, okay, well, let's show him how far I am on the wrong side of the tracks. I'm going to go kill him and every man in the farm. Mm-hmm. One guy escalates. David escalates. So David's not innocent in this either.
No, he's not. He's ready to
go to war.
Ready to go to war for this.
The wife of Nabal hears all this, and she gets all the supplies for David and his men. She doesn't tell her husband. She's like, "This is going to go south real quick."
It is going very bad.
Yeah. So she brings food and she begs for forgiveness. She takes responsibility for the situation. Says, "It's my fault. I'm so sorry. Please don't go kill every man in the farm." And one of the things that I pointed out in this moment was, she wasn't taking David's side by giving him food, and she certainly wasn't taking her husband's side. Her husband said no, but David was going to go down and kill him, so she wasn't taking his side either, because if she was taking his side, she'd say, well, just go down and kill that cranky son of a gun.
Here, I'll take this, but then you go get him.
Go get him, right? She doesn't say that either. She's trying to make the peace. So she's literally standing between David and Nabal. She stands in the middle to bring peace. David sees this, his heart is softened, and he says, essentially, blessed be God that you came and stopped me from doing a terrible thing. Like he admits it, right? And in that moment, the peace is made. Now, the story continues. Nabal dies. He's upset that, food was given. His name means foolish. But it certainly is a good story for us to think about, what does it mean to be the peacemaker? Yeah. And I think that is that place where you say, oh, making peace isn't about winning people to my way of thinking. I'm on this side, you're on that side, and if you'd only see things from my point of view, then everything would be, it's not that. It's this middle ground of bringing people together. And I think that is important. Jesus thinks it's important to stand in the middle and try to bring people together. So I think that's one of those places that I think is a great model for us. Now, on the other hand, there's a couple of places in Proverbs that I wanted to point out to you. And near the beginning of Proverbs, there's an extended teaching on wisdom and the importance of wisdom. And wisdom in Proverbs is personified with female attributes,
Yeah.
as if wisdom is a woman.
Yeah.
And I actually like that. I think that's actually pretty awesome for them to bring the female aspect into the nature of God as wisdom. And I think that's actually kind of a neat thing. So with that, there's a little bit of explanation. That's when you begin in hearing the word her, they're talking about wisdom.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
So yeah, so from Proverbs 3, so wisdom's ways, her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Those who lay hold of her will be blessed.
So there's Solomon is encouraging anybody to embrace the wisdom of God. And that's you get to that point and you go, okay, but it's way different. Not contradictory, but it's way different than, let's say, the 10 Commandments. Embracing wisdom is different than saying, well, here's 10 rules, just follow those rules. Wisdom is actually understanding what underlies, let's say, for example, the 10 Commandments. What is the bigger picture and why this is good for you and why it's important versus kind of taking things like, intelligence even, which is the accumulation of knowledge, of saying, okay, you need to know these things, just commit them to memory, and that's like knowledge and intelligence. Wisdom is saying, but why, understanding the why and applying it into your life. And so what Solomon is getting at, and I really love this, is saying if you understand why God wants you to apply certain principles in your life.
Okay.
If you understand the underlying, and then you go, oh, okay, and that's a way of life versus saying, oh, here's my checklist of, well, I didn't do that today, and I didn't do that today, and I didn't do that today. Hence why Jesus taught more in parable and talked more about this understanding of God's love for all in more of a wisdom sense than, okay, number one, be nice to your neighbor. Number two, don't swear at your neighbor. Number three, don't undercut your neighbor. Like that's like rules.
Yeah.
But wisdom gets at why this is important. And if you can apply that wisdom into your life, then it's less about finding loopholes in the law and oh, I didn't do that, but I did this, which kind of got me around that. Like it undercuts everything, right?
Right. The Pharisees were known for their law loopholes and all the things.
All that kind of stuff.
Yes. Whereas Jesus, that wisdom was, what's the deeper meaning?
What's the deeper meaning? And if you can get your head around the deeper meaning of things, then you're going to find peace.
Yes.
And it's like a tree of life, and you will find blessing. I mean, all of those things. And so rather than somehow carrying around a book or a notebook or a little thing, he's like, okay, here's things I got to do. You go, oh, if I can just love God and love my neighbor as myself, and the wisdom that brings peace and brings people together, because God's all about community. Why? Because God lives in community as Father, Son, and Spirit. So the underlying wisdom is to not emulate God, but to see that in God's nature, God lives in community.
Yeah.
And the best way we live in community is love. So there's wisdom in that.
Yeah.
And and then I don't have to worry about rules. I'm freed to have not to live like that. Now listen to this. Now I'm going to jump to one more verse today in Proverbs and chapter 14, and I like this one too. And Solomon writes, he says, a heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones.
Yeah.
How about that? He continues on. He says, he who oppresses the poor shows contempt for his maker, but whoever is kind to the needy honors God. So there's a couple of things going on here. And part of it is, if you're always about acquisition or accumulation, you're always in that envy mode. I want more. I want more. You're on the offense. And then if you live from a scarcity mindset, you're about defense. Holding on, holding on, holding on. And David or Abigail shows us a better way. Jesus talks about this better way about, how about we find contentment? And we mentioned that on Tuesday.
That's so important, though. Taking time to just be where we're at. There's so many blessings where we're at instead of, I need more, whatever I can take more. Or
Yeah. And that third way says, I can find satisfaction in that relationship with God, which we often call righteousness. That we find in righteousness, we find this contentment, we find godliness, we find satisfaction. And then I'm not about, I don't have what so-and-so has. Or I got to make sure and protect that so-and-so doesn't get this, that's mine.
Yeah.
Playing offense or defense ends up causing, well, as Solomon puts it, it will rot your bones because you're never at peace.
Right.
And then that understanding of once you found satisfaction, because it's paired together, that then you're not so stingy to help those in need. And you're not doing that, who are they? And, are they from the wrong side of the tracks and they don't deserve, you're not being Nabal, which his name means fool. You're not getting into that whole thing. You're just like, someone's in need. What can I do? Hence why we give opportunities to help others here at church, so that we're not trying to just kind of circle the wagons like we're doing school supplies right now.
Right. Do what we can to, see the world a little differently, see a little bit bigger. I mean, the song does it's a beautiful illustration of how caught up we can be and how tragic the choice for violence is. And that, that
and it is
mentality
ironic, and I actually said that very thing, but the fact that the mountain people were all like, you want this hidden treasure, we'll share it with you. Which, the hidden treasure wasn't wealth, it was living at peace. And he's like, we want to share that peace with others. And they couldn't have it because they thought it was about money. And it'll mess you up.
Yeah.
It'll mess you up. Not that having wealth is a bad thing, but when it becomes the consuming thing in your life, having stuff, getting more stuff, protecting your stuff, and not thinking about what it means to be the people of God, then you're never going to be at rest. Yeah. And so we just want you to have peace. Like I said, not criticizing wealth, but where's its place within what you do and who you are. Help you find that proper, hierarchy of where that goes. Yeah. And by doing that, you will actually find peace in your life. So anyways, we're glad you joined us today.
Absolutely.
We got a number of things coming up. We have the Spotlight Cabaret. It's sold out. But if you bought tickets, don't forget tomorrow night at 7. I think it is. You can buy tickets to watch it online, though. And then on Saturday, we have Anita Allen's Celebration of Life Plus Worship in the evening, and then our regular schedule. So Philip is not with us today. He's taking a little break because he's got a lot of stuff on his schedule the next few days. Yep. And said, you got to take care of yourself and rest up and be ready for these other things. So unfortunately for all of you, it's just a hard close today.
Cold ending.
Just a cold ending.
Yes.
But we just know that we want you to be blessed, and we want you to find that peace that surpasses understanding. So God bless you. We love you. Take care, and we'll see you this weekend.
Absolutely.
Take care.